Hi, my name is Zach Finkelstein, and I'm the editor and writer of MiddleclassArtist.com. Dallas Opera has asked me to talk a little bit about the business of singing, the things they don't teach you in conservatory, and tell a few stories along the way. Today, I want to talk about your first year in the classical singing business. Maybe you're a recent graduate, or you're applying to young artist programs. Maybe you just moved to a new city and you're figuring it all out as you go. To make a basic income from classical music, you're going to need to move to at least a mid-sized city with a good range of opportunities, from top to bottom. Pro choirs and church choirs are likely going to be your first job. Most church choirs will be eager to hire a trained singer as a section lead, but be careful of the time you're willing to commit. It can make up a lot of income starting out, but it can also prevent you from pursuing critical opportunities, especially in peak concert soloist times like December and April. Your schedule might be wide open now, but even a couple years down the road, seasonal concerts could easily be 90% of your professional solo income. Making a long-term commitment as a section lead can limit your ability to grow a major soloist career. However, in the first few years, you'll need the income. A full-time church gig in a major city can easily net anywhere from $8,000 to a full-time wage depending on the market. The top choirs in New York, if you can afford to live there, pay an excellent wage. For example, St. Thomas Fifth Avenue in New York pays about $150 a call 5 times a week for its chorus members. Another opportunity in your range to look for are bootstrap opera companies, small ensemble new music or baroque groups that hire singers, and local bar scene opera groups like Opera on Tap. These companies are usually run by singers who want to get cast themselves but have no money to pay you. Still, they're fun, innovative, and can sometimes lead to paid work, and they're a great way to learn roles. That being said, your time early on is too valuable to spend too much time here. It's easy to get stuck in this circuit, spending months of practice time, learning obscure roles you'll probably never perform again, earning nothing for your time and energy. You're also going to want to look for presenting recital organizations, anywhere from symphony hall to your local church. A church with a big enough music budget will hire local small ensembles to perform for its parishioners a few times a year. While the pay will be low, probably in the $500 range for a soloist, these are great opportunities to meet local musicians and find a steady, yearly public gig to build a local audience. You're also going to want to look for a city with regional classical companies like ballets and symphonies that put on works like the Nutcracker, Carmina Burana, and other pieces that hire singers. For a pro choral bit in Nutcracker sung from the pit, you might expect $200 a performance. If you sing half the run, you might earn a few $1,000. And for a run of Carmina as a soloist, you can double or triple that. Symphonies are often looking to fill secondary roles in concert operas or quartets, and they're willing to hire locally. If the city has a young artist opera program, you might have a hard time getting on their radar, but even then, it's worth a look. Pay rates for symphonies are all over the place, depending on the size of their budget, the role, and your voice type. You might expect anywhere from $500 to $2,000 a performance. The smaller the orchestra, the lower the fees, bottoming out around $100 a show for semi-professional orchestras, or for amateur ones, you might get a free cheese plate afterward. And finally, as a classical singer, you're going to want a major opera house in your city. Sure, you might not be able to get a main stage role in your first year out of school, but level 1 opera houses, those with budgets over $15 million a year, can pay you to join the chorus right out of conservatory. The fees aren't great. One level 1 opera company in the 2019-2020 season, for instance, paid about $300 a show for a full chorus member and $30 an hour for rehearsals. For a 4-performance run with a heavy amount of rehearsals, you might be looking at around $2,500 in pay. Not enough to live on, but it's a good start. A soloist at a level 1 summer festival in 2019 might get paid as high as $3,500 a performance, many times what a level 1 opera chorister makes. For example, for a run of 5 performances including rehearsals, you might be able to clear $17,500 at a summer festival. Opportunities outside your region, such as young artist programs, national and international symphonies and opera companies, and competitions, are certainly worth a shot. However, you'll have to decide if it's worth the loss of income for the small chance of success. The city you choose will have to provide both enough performance income and the opportunity to move up with a low enough cost of living to survive the turbulent young artist years. These local and regional opportunities should be the bulk of your focus. They will provide you immediate performing experience and income. If you start local and build out, particularly in a place you've already made connections, you'll have a much better chance of immediate survival than reaching for moonshot prizes and top-tier apprenticeships that don't pay the bills. You may notice that none of the fees I've listed add up to $40,000 a year with healthcare benefits, a 401k, and student loan forgiveness. The truth is, even before the pandemic, there was almost no chance to make a living from singing alone for the first few years out of school. And with companies tightening their budgets and limiting their seasons for the next little while, you can safely bet the fees aren't going up. Where does that leave young singers? How do we make enough to live on and survive in this business? Over the next few episodes, we'll chat about ways to work through the tough early years, with a deep dive into the cost of living, dual careers, and the Yap Trap. Stay tuned for more Middleclass Artist next week on the Dallas Opera Network.